Welcome to the fifth part of this section on teaching using humor. This part is about what humor can do for the psychological safety of your class. We begin with a critical idea. Humor can build a safe classroom, but used at the wrong moment, it can damage it. In language classrooms, emotional safety is not optional. It is foundational. Students are constantly taking risks, speaking in a non-native language, making mistakes in front of others, expressing ideas they are unsure about. This creates vulnerability. Lessening this feeling of being vulnerable is what we call psychological safety. A psychologically safe classroom is one where students feel comfortable participating, where they can make mistakes without feeling judged, and confident enough to express ideas without fear of embarrassment or judgment. Now, humor can reduce that vulnerability, but only when the emotional environment is stable. In conflict-sensitive teaching approaches, the first priority is always de-escalation, not humor. Let's see an example. A student says, "This is too difficult. I don't understand." Here, the emotional level is high. If the teacher responds with humor, English is just testing your patience. It might work or not. It depends on the student. Depending on your relationship with the student, you might not want to take the risk. A safer response would sound like this: "I can see this is frustrating. Let's slow it down." Then, once the student relaxes, "Okay, now we can see if English is still trying to defeat us." Here's another example, this time with a conflict involved. Imagine this scenario. Two students begin to argue. One interrupts the other repeatedly. The other reacts emotionally. Voices rise. Now imagine the teacher says, "Well, this is getting interesting." What happens? The situation escalates. Why? Because humor here minimizes the student's feelings, signals lack of control, and reduces trust in the teacher. Instead, if the teacher said, "Let's pause for a moment. I want everyone to feel heard. We'll continue when we're calm." Notice the elements: the calm tone and the clear instruction. Emotional acknowledgement. There is no humor. Let's continue in the same classroom. Now imagine that the conflict has been resolved. Students are calm again. At this point, the teacher might say lightly, "Okay, that was not part of today's lesson plan," with small smile. This works better because the tension is already reduced. The humor is neutral. It helps transition back to learning. Let's reflect a bit now. Before using humor, ask yourself 3 questions. What is the emotional temperature of the room? Is humor going to reduce or increase tension? Do students feel safe right now? If the answer to the third question is not yet, then definitely do not use humor. A common mistake we teachers commit is using humor to avoid discomfort. For example, making a joke instead of addressing conflict, trying to laugh instead of setting boundaries. This weakens authority and safety. Humor is not a substitute for emotional management. It is a tool that works after safety is established. Always prioritize calm before clarity and then connection. In the next video, we'll take a look at what humor looks like in multicultural environments. The Optimo project has been co-funded by the European Union.